Welcome to my channel. If you've been in before or if you haven't, hello either way. So today I'm going to do like a video I've literally never done before, even in like the whole of YouTube time of me doing YouTube, if that makes sense. So it's filming a first impressions of a makeup brand. So I was actually lucky enough to be gifted these items, not personally to me as such, but I guess to me in a way. So basically I was working at London Fashion Week and they had some like leftover makeup bits, whatever, and they went to the people that helped out working. So that's basically how I've got this makeup. So it's a brand that I've actually never used before. So I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not. It's one of the cheaper kinds of brands. So if it is good, then that's amazing because obviously it's cheap. Well, cheaper, you know, drugstore kind of side of things. So that's super exciting. So I've got mainly a full face. There's just a few like little items that I don't have, which I'm going to use my own just because I wouldn't do my makeup without those items. So it wouldn't make sense for me to not use them. I don't think I could give a proper review without using them. Like for example, I always do a green concealer on my face before I do my foundation to cover up spots and imperfections, like colour balance. And if I wasn't to use that, then I wouldn't be happy with my makeup anyway, so I think it's only fair to use that, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm kind of new to this whole makeup setup thing. I've got a mirror like literally right here, but it's a small mirror compared to what I would normally do my makeup in. I also am very blind, well, not completely blind, but you know, I am not great with my sight. So normally I stand like this close to my mirror when doing my makeup and I don't put my contacts in until after I've done my foundation. But purely for being able to see my mirror and needing this set up, I've got them in. So I'm hoping I don't get foundation on my contacts, but I've got a spare pair in case I need to switch them out or whatever. But yeah, I feel like that's a long intro, so we'll just get into the video. I'll quickly show you the bits I'm going to be testing today, and then like throughout the video I'll do close-ups and like go into more depth obviously, but just in case you're wondering whether you want to like stay tuned or not, don't worry, I've saved you it now. We'll go into them quickly. So the brand I'm reviewing today, or not even reviewing, but I guess giving first impressions of, is MUA. I think that's how you say it, or you could say MUA, I don't know, but I would personally say MUA. So the first product I'll be using is their Pro Base Mattifying Flawless Primer. Of course, like I said earlier, I will be doing zoom-ins on these when I actually specifically use them all. I then have two different shades of foundation, so I'll see which ones work best with my skin tone. I've got one layer of fake tan on at the moment, but it's not really dark. So there's different shades of that I can use. This is their Pro Base Longwear Matte Finish Foundation. They also have a full coverage concealer, so I'll be using this for like under my eyes. They also have, well actually I've got some more concealers, but I'm going to try to contour with these. However, disclaimer, I don't normally contour. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but we're going to try it out and see. But yeah, I've only ever had my face contoured once, and that was when my friend did my makeup for me. So yeah, I'm not a makeup artist or anything like that. That should have been in my intro. That should have been my disclaimer. Okay, well guys, little disclaimer quickly. I am by no means a makeup artist, like literally no means. These are just my first impressions. Personally someone who wears makeup every day. I personally have items that I love wearing makeup wise, but I'm definitely not a makeup artist. I don't know how to contour or do a lot of things, but I have found out what I guess works for me. But I think in some ways it's kind of nice when people that aren't like super experts in like makeup film it, because I like seeing like their first impressions as a customer rather than a professional. But don't get me wrong, I do also love watching professional makeup artist videos on YouTube. They're literally one of my fave things. Anyways, we'll carry on. The next item I've got is their lipstick. It doesn't really look like a lipstick, but you know, we'll see. And then also I've got a few different shades of their brow pencils. I don't actually use a brow pencil to fill in my brows. I use a powder. So I'm not sure how this is going to go down. This could end really badly, but who knows? It might actually be successful and I might actually end up using them. So yeah, that's mainly what I've got. I've got a few other things like set up on my like table, like desk in front of me, so I've got like my makeup brushes and just a few other bits that I may need. Yeah, like I just want to say again, disclaimer, not a makeup artist. You're probably going to be like, oh, why is she using that brush to do that? Like, who knows? But this is just what I do. I'm not saying it's right, but it's what I do, and I may as well use the same routine to try the new makeup out, because that's what I do anyways. Okay, so let's get going. The first product I'm going to be using is this MUA Pro Base Mattifying Flawless Primer is the exact name of the product. So I actually used to always use primer, but recently, like, I was having really bad skin, and my friend actually said to me, why don't you stop using primer, like it could be blocking your pores, whatever. So I did actually stop using it, but I'm definitely willing to give it a go. Oh gosh, the scent is very strong. Okay, so first impressions, I don't know how much you need to use of this, by the way. I've literally gone for quite a lot, not gonna lie. It doesn't feel like there's too much in here, but I don't know, we'll see. So it literally smells very strong of coconut. Now, I am not a coconut kind of gal. Like, if you are, then that's probably amazing. You're probably like, what a dream. Because I know some people are obsessed with coconut. I think it's coconut. I'm trying to think what else it could be. Like, now I'm rubbing it in, it smells a bit more like a spa, which I actually like that. That's nice. I really like the smell of like spa stuff. Very vague, but yeah, it smells really nice, like a spa. But when I first put it on, I was like, oh, coconut. But it starts to smell a bit better now. Okay, so I've literally just rubbed that in with my fingers. I do have clean hands. I have just washed them. So yeah. So let's just check if it has a coconut in the ingredients. So it doesn't actually have coconut in the ingredients, but one thing I've just remembered now looking at the back, which I did forget to say, is I've noticed that all of these products have the cruelty-free like logo on the back, which is amazing. I personally, like, I can't lie, I don't use full-on cruelty-free products for everything I use, which I would really, really love to. It's something I want to get into in the future, but I've found products that work perfectly for me and really just don't have the money to be trying alternate products at the moment. But it is definitely something in the long term I would like to kind of maneuver my makeup routine and just make them general to cruelty-free products. So that is really amazing that they're cruelty-free. So first impressions, it actually feels really nice on the skin. It was kind of like nice and light to put on. It feels quite thick, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like a liquidy, but it still feels light on your face. It feels like a really nice moisturiser actually. I really, really like that. I'm just going to put a bit more on my neck, because I do makeup down my neck as well, just to get it to blend in, especially as I don't know if these foundations are going to be my skin tone. But yeah, it's just like of a creamy consistency, and actually, yeah, I really like it. So obviously, if this is a good primer, it should help my makeup apply better and smoother, and obviously also help it to last a bit longer throughout the day. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Apart from the initial smell, once you get over that and it kind of turns into a more spa kind of smell, then yeah, it's very nice. So the next thing I'm going to try is, well, actually, the next step that I would normally do in my makeup is a green concealer to cover my blemishes. There is actually some concealer provided, like, well, some concealer I have to try, but I do just feel that I would normally use green concealer, so I'm not going to have the same effect anyways. So I am personally just going to do a bit of green concealer first, just so I can get the same kind of effect that I would normally get. So the concealer that I am using is the Soap & Glory Kick Ass All Is Calm Anti-Redness Concealer. And it's basically just like a stick like this, like a cream stick, and this isn't my favourite green concealer, but the one I always get is always sold out. It's the Barry M one. It's very, very popular, but this is kind of its next best thing, I guess. I quite like the NYX or NYX one, however you prefer to pronounce, but yeah, this one's good. It works better if you have time to put it on and then kind of like give it 10 minutes before you put foundation on, but normally I don't. Normally I'm in a rush when I'm doing my makeup, and it still kind of works fine. It does the job. So I'm just going to quickly apply this to my red or problemed areas. I don't prefer to use this purely because I don't like putting it directly where my blemishes are, and because it's so thick, it's a bit harder to do that. Whereas with the Barrier M1, I can literally either put it on my finger first or kind of just works out a bit better. So anyways, what I do after I've kind of applied this is I go on my beauty blender. I do have a damp beauty blender, so that is always what I do. So I'm just going to go and blend this in quickly. So as you can see, it does kind of give me a green undertone to my face, which isn't the most ideal in the sense of if your foundation isn't full coverage. So I am actually going to, instead of doing, so sometimes I would do a second layer of this, but that's because I know the foundation I normally use is very full coverage and it covers over the green, but the green just gets rid of the redness. So I actually think I'm going to try one of the concealers to go over this, the problematic areas, and then do the foundation. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going in with the Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer. It just looks like this. And let's see, this is in the shade 120, which is actually the same shade as one of the foundations. So that should give me a good idea as to whether the foundation shade will work for me. So I'm just gonna do a little bit directly where I have redness. I don't know if you can see the redness on the camera, but in person I can see it, so yeah. It's actually a great time to do a first impressions video for my skin wise, just because it's not too problematic in the sense that I'm just going to hate any makeup I have on because I'm going to hate my skin, but it's enough problematic to know that if this is a good foundation to actually cover up bad skin, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's just like a light concealer. Doesn't feel heavy on, which is really nice. I prefer that. I would say I don't know how much of that is actually concealed. Just like looking closer into my mirror here, it doesn't, the colour actually looks like my skin colour, can't lie. Doesn't look like my skin colour on camera because I've still got the green more over, but just where I've done bits of concealer, I can see in the mirror that it looks more, like, it looks okay with my skin colour. But it doesn't look like it's giving me that much coverage, so I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going to head on to the foundation now. So I've got two shades to choose from. We've got the 120 shade and the 140 shade. I think based on what is coming up on camera, I'm looking very pale right now. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to go for the 140 because that looks like the darker shade. But I'm going to test them both on my hand first just to see. I'm not sure what kind of thing. Oh, it's not a pump. It's not. It's like a spatula, spade kind of thing. I'm not really sure about this. This looks like it could be very messy. Okay, I'm just going to literally apply a tiny bit to my hand, which is hard because there's a lot of product on there. And I'm going to do the same with 140. I'm just going to try and blend in with my hand. 120 and then 140. 140 is darker, but I wouldn't say by much. Like, honestly, it's not like, oh my god, that one's way more tan. So I think we're going to go with 140 and just kind of see what the result is. When I usually do my foundation, I would usually just go ahead and I don't even put it on my hand first like some people do. I would literally just go ahead and put it in like certain areas of my face, like here, 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 and here. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and do the same and hope it doesn't go everywhere because it is not even a brush, I don't think. No, it's literally just like a spatula. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it where I would normally put it, ready to blend in. Okay, I also don't know how much I need, so I normally apply a lot of foundation just because I want all the coverage. Like, girl, yes. But I am going to apply not too much, although you're probably looking at this and thinking, girl, that's loads. I don't know how much makeup you guys put on. But I'm not going to put too much on and then I can always build it up. So we'll go with that. I'll do the neck afterwards. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in with my beauty blender. Okay, so it feels really light on the face, which I love about foundation. I hate it when foundations feel cloggy. I don't think that I will fully get the feel of whether it's cloggy until it's fully kind of dried, if that makes sense. But right now it feels nice to apply. I've also definitely put way too much on, oh my gosh. So when I put this much on of my foundation I use normally, it like literally barely, it doesn't go very far, but oh my gosh, this is literally way too much. So we're just gonna try and blend into the neck and hope it works. I also do just wanna say, I know a lot of makeup artists do their eyes first. I actually don't have I don't do that, basically. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I've never tried it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But I've never personally actually done it, so. Just got some foundation on my hair, but that's fine. So I've literally just left this eye area without blending. But I would say it's not necessarily match to my skin tone, but it's actually very not far off compared to what I thought it could be, considering I didn't specifically pick this shade. Like, I didn't test it out in, like, when you go to a store and you test out shades first. So I was like, this could be really bad. But it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so I've mainly blended it in the face area now. It's actually really strange because in real life, I'm not looking very pale, like I'm looking quite tanned. But on camera, like, I don't know if it's gonna show up the same on an actual, like, screen, but on my camera viewfinder, I'm looking very pale right now. I don't know if it's the contrast of the green screen that I've got going on, which probably won't be green when I actually put this up. I'll probably put a background to it. But yeah, I'm looking so pale, but I actually in real life am not looking that pale. So I might have to take a few selfies and upload them, or like place them here, just so you can see an accurate representation of the colour. Because yeah, I'm also going in again with more, because this is what I would do normally, even though I've already put quite a lot on. I would normally go in more, so why not do it with this? So I would say, as it's beginning to dry, it doesn't feel cakey, but it feels more cakey than it did when it was liquidy. But because it was a matte foundation, I was kind of expecting it to have that kind of feel anyways. So I'm not totally mad about it. It doesn't feel cakey, it just feels like cakier. So yeah, I'm not totally mad about that right now. Okay, so I've now nearly finished my second layer of foundation. I would say personally, the first layer, just like looking in my mirror up close, it gave me coverage, but not like completely full. Like I could still see where my blemishes are. And honestly, I am more of a kind of girl that's like, get rid of all the blemishes. So it depends what kind of look you want to go for, but for me, I'm like, I don't want to see any. So actually, now that I've done the second layer, obviously I'm still going to have bumps and like kind of, you're going to see kind of where the blemishes are, because I don't just have like under the skin ones, I do have ones that stand out, so you're obviously still going to kind of see them. But it has given me a way better coverage than I was expecting. Like for real, for a drugstore foundation, I was not expecting it to give me that good of a coverage. And honestly, it really has. Like, I'm so impressed. So yeah, like I'm actually so impressed with this. One thing I find about foundations personally, I have to try them for a while because sometimes they affect my skin. So I'm not saying like this would be amazing long term, I don't know. This is just first impressions, but oh my gosh, I'm so pleasantly surprised. I have put quite a lot on. So if you're not the kind of person that likes wearing a lot of foundation, you may not have the same opinion as me, but I have put quite a lot on, and with putting quite a lot on, I'm actually quite impressed. The only thing I would say is you can still see kind of some purpleness. So maybe I did need to go in again with the green. It has covered up the green areas in real life. So maybe I just need to go in again with the green, so maybe I'll try that another time. But I'm even not mad about the colour. Like I think, so I chose 140, and like I said, on camera I'm picking up very pale, but compared to like my hand, it's not like hugely different, so I'm not mad about it. I'm actually kind of happy. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so overall first impressions of the foundation are, it's a way better coverage than I thought it would be. I'm actually quite pleased with it, I'm not gonna lie. Like for a drugstore makeup like kind of brand, it doesn't sit as nice as the foundation that I use every day. And I feel like if you don't like wearing a lot of makeup, then maybe this isn't for you. But as like a drugstore brand, my first impression of it is I'm quite impressed. So you can still see, like I said, some blemishes. So it's not like the best, but it's way better than I thought it was gonna be. So like, say if I was to run out of my foundation, I would happily go to this one, which is a big thing because my foundation that I use is Clinique. It's not a drugstore brand, and I'm literally obsessed with it. So honestly, for me to say that is like quite a big deal. So I honestly thought I was gonna hate it, I can't lie to you. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next step now. So typically what I would do now is I would go in with a lighter concealer under the eyes, and then I would, I suppose you call it baking, but I don't really do proper baking. I'm not a makeup artist, like I said. I literally basically put white powder on my eyes and then brush it away. Like, I can't lie. But I thought, why not try concealing? Because contouring. Why not try contouring? Because I've never done it before and I've got new products. Why not? Let's try it. If it goes badly, we won't blame the products because, you know, like I said, I don't know how to do it. So I've been having a look on my phone at some different images for like what other people do, and I've seen that Kim K, I'll insert the actual picture on the screen, but I've seen that Kim K has said that she does her contour in a 3. I've also seen this picture of her with Mario, again we'll insert the picture properly, but he doesn't do it in a 3 according to this picture, but I don't actually know. I just googled Kim K contour because, you know, she's known for her contour. So I feel like we're just going to go in for the 3-way. The 3-way? We're just going to go for the 3 shaped contour. But, so there's kind of 2 options I could go for contouring. There's this one, which is just a little bit darker. And then there's this one, which is like, oh my gosh, drastically, Jodie, that's not your shade, hun. Do you know what I mean? But I don't really know what you need for contouring. Like, how much are you meant to go? Like, how much darker? Because this one doesn't look like too much darker to me. I mean, it obviously looks darker, but like, it doesn't look like a drastic contour. Whereas this would be like, oh my god, I don't know if I can blend that in. So I feel like we're going to go for the more subtle one. And if I think the concealer's nice, maybe I could pass this one on to my friend because I've never used it before. So yeah, let's just go in and try and do a 3 because who knows? I don't know if I'm meant to do this before I would bake, but I'm going to do it first. So yeah, who knows? So obviously Kim K has cream contour sticks she used. So this doesn't actually look that dark. Let me try my hand first actually. Okay, nope. It's definitely darker than my skin. I don't know if you can see that there, but it is definitely darker. I'll probably do a close-up of that as well. But yeah. So let's just try, I don't know how much of this to put on, oh my gosh. We're just gonna go, it looks so weird. We're just gonna go in like a 3 shape, I don't know. Who knows, I could completely miss the areas I meant to contour. But I'm just copying this picture of Kim basically. Okay, so she goes like down with her 3, like this. So I'm gonna do the same because, you know, it's Kim K. And then I know me and Kim have obviously very different colour skin tones. So this might not work. We also have very different face shapes. So, you know, I don't look like Kim K, clearly. This might not be flattering for me. I think you probably have to find a contour shape that suits your face. But we're just gonna roll with it. I might just do one side to start with, just because we don't know how this is gonna work out. I will say as well, as much as I don't mind this foundation, as time is going on, which time hasn't gone on that much, it's only been like 10 minutes since I applied the foundation, not even that. I can start to see my frown lines coming through, which I hate. I hate seeing frown lines coming through. Or like where you smile a lot or look surprised, whatever. I hate the fact that you can see frown lines. I know it's a very natural thing, I shouldn't really say that, but I don't like it when I can see them. I mean, I love it on other people, but just personally, if I have full face of makeup, I don't want to see my frown lines. Anyways, this is the 3 shape I've gone for. Who knows if this is what I'm meant to do, but we're gonna try and blend it in and hope that it blends, because if not, oh dear. So again, I'm going in with the same beauty blender. I don't know if I'm meant to have a different beauty blender to do this. Obviously, I've never done this before. I'm not gonna start a new beauty blender for something I might not do again. Maybe in the future I'll look into if it's something I need to kind of... Okay. I am not sure about this. It's just making me look a bit muddy, I think. And I wouldn't say it's specifically contouring me. But you know, we haven't fully blended yet. We've got to give it a chance. I feel like it's just going to look like I haven't blended my foundation in properly. Like, honestly. But you know, like I said, we haven't fully done it yet. Girl. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I don't know. Maybe this concealer's just not meant for contouring. Maybe I should have used a contour stick. I don't know if you can see like this side versus this side. I'll obviously show you side on views in a minute, but I don't know if you can just see like face on a difference if I look more contoured this side, if I just look muddy. I would say personally it doesn't look like I've contoured my face personally to me. To me it just looks like I've put a darker foundation on this side, like honestly. So this is my side view. Actually, I don't know. I feel like this bit's kind of worked. I wouldn't say that along the chin I feel more chiseled, and I don't feel more chiseled along the top. I'm not sure you're meant to feel chiseled along here, but that's what Kim does. But like along here, I feel like I can see my cheekbone a bit more. But I normally just contour with my highlight and blush. I mean, I don't know if that's contouring, but you know. Yeah, I'm not like 100% mad about it. Like I probably wouldn't do this myself personally. But like I'm not mad. Like I'm not like, oh my god, that looks the worst. I mean, probably because I'm staying at home. I'm not going anywhere, so I wouldn't be mad anyways. But yeah, I'm not mad about that. It's blended better than I thought it initially was, because initially I was like, oh no. But I would say it just makes me look a bit browner on this side. Like it makes me look like I've got a tan on this side and not on this side. So I don't know if that's what contouring is meant to do, because I thought it was just meant to like shape your face. But I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna go in with the other side and see if it kind of evens out. So this is this side without, and then this is this side with. I don't know if you can tell a difference on camera. I'm honestly just not sure. I just feel like I look browner. But who knows, you might be watching this and be like, girl, you look so different. You know what? It doesn't look like a 3, because actually it's a backwards 3. So actually it looks like an E, like Jodie. Do you get it? E? But yeah, no, it doesn't look like a 3. I don't know where she's got that from. Maybe she doesn't make hers look more like a 3. But mine, because I suppose, maybe because it's on this side, but it looks like an E on this side. So as you can see, I've done my contour E. I'm going to blend it in now. Maybe I need a smaller beauty blender so that I don't just blend it in the whole side of my face. Maybe that's what I need. Because maybe I'm only meant to like blend specifically these lines, but because my beauty blender is big, it's kind of just blending into my face. That would make more sense actually, I feel. Oh, it's very orange. Okay, so I would say the concealer I used for this was shade 170. I would say it's very much orange undertoned, like, yeah. I also would say it does have quite a muddy look to it. If you're going for that kind of 2000s, like Katie Price, Paris Hilton vibe, then yeah, go for it. I feel like the viewfinder isn't picking up how orange it is, but in real life, it's like very orange. Okay, so I feel this side I can see a difference, but I wouldn't say it's a good difference. Yeah. I kind of look like them people that just can't blend their makeup. I don't know, maybe you think it looks nice. You see, because you can see like the paleness here and then where I've contoured, and it just looks like my foundation's not blended. Like I kind of just want to blend it all together now, but it's going to make my foundation a completely darker shade. Okay, so we'll just leave that there, I think. I feel like there's no point going more into that. I wouldn't say it was 100% successful, but maybe you think it is, and maybe that's how I'm meant to contour. I also can't say that, oh my gosh, it's a bad product, because I've never done contouring before. So actually, maybe I've not done it right, or maybe I'm just not used to the look on my face. So I wouldn't say I'd 100% slate the product, but I would say, because I don't think, it feels fine on my face, it feels nice. But the one thing I would say about the product is it's quite orange. So just bear that in mind if you will go for 170 in concealer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do my under eyes, which I would do not on a daily basis, but like if I was feeling tired and I felt like I had like huge under eye bags, which isn't necessarily today, but I'm gonna do it today, or like if I was going on a night out, I would do this. So there's 2 shades I could use. There's this shade which I used as my base, which is basically the same shade as my foundation, but normally I'll go for a lighter shade. I mean, I am more orange now I've concealed, and actually as it settles into my skin a bit more, I'm preferring it more than I actually did when I first put it on. I feel like the orange is going slightly down. I don't know, maybe I'll get my family's opinion on this. I'll go downstairs and be like, what do you think of my makeup? But there's also this literally white as a sheet concealer. I can never ever find concealers that are paler than my skin for under my eyes. So this is like madness. This is literally white, like, oh my gosh, crazy. So this shade is, I don't know if it even says, this is 100. So I'm guessing this is the palest shade they have. It's very pale. Let's try it out and see. So again, this is just like a stick. It's the same concealer. I'm assuming it's the same formula, but just maybe slightly different because of obviously tones and colours, whatever. So normally I would just apply, wow, that is a very different colour. I mean, normally I go pale, but yeah, this is pale. Normally I would just go in a upside down triangle under my eyes because we love to look like a clown. So this is what I would normally do. Okay, so normally I'd put about this much on with my other concealer, but I feel like this is actually quite a lot for this concealer, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. Okay, so let's just go ahead and blend this in and see what happens. Okay, so it has actually lightened under my eyes, can't lie. I'm not mad about that, I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Yeah, I'm actually not mad. How many times am I going to say that? It's making me look a bit paler again as well. Do you know what, let's just go ahead and try it in that line thing. I don't know if this is what you meant to do, but why not? What have we got to lose? So I contoured here, and I'm going to try it in the in-between line. And just see what happens. I also sometimes when I'm going out put it on my nose. Oh. And then here, I sometimes put it as well. This is the lighter concealer. And then I've seen this thing where people use the darker one on the outside of the lighter one, but I don't know if I meant to do that afterwards. I don't know. Okay, let's just try. I would say that kind of did contour better than the... It looks better now with that light contrasting with the dark. Okay, that's not blending. Blend! Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. I feel like this is so much makeup, oh my gosh. Definitely put too much on my nose. But we move, it's cool. Okay, so the longer this video goes on for, the more I kind of think that this is beginning to look more and more cakey. I don't know if it's because I've put a lot on, but it feels kind of cakey. It doesn't even feel cakey, it just looks cakey. It feels cakey because I'm looking at it and it looks cakey, but it doesn't feel cakey. But at the same time, I would still kind of wear it, you know? So it's not the worst. Okay, so now I'm looking very pale again. Okay, so this is the stage my face is at now. I would normally go in with this Makeup Revolution Bacon Blot. I'm just going to do it a little bit, I'm not going to do it majorly. I don't normally wait for it to set either. The brush I'm using is Morphe. I don't think it has a number on it. It doesn't, I'm sorry. But it's Morphe. So yeah, I'm just going in with this Makeup Revolution, quickly just under the eyes to set in that concealer I put on. I'm also closing my eyes, which again I wouldn't normally do, but I do not want to get makeup on my contact lenses. Let's just blend it with this brush, because why not? This is obviously not how you do makeup, but we roll. So normally what I would now go ahead and do is do my powder, do my bronzer. I actually use drugstore powder and bronzer just because I go through it so quickly. And I've never tried a high-end foundation, never tried a high-end powder, but I kind of don't want to because I go through it so quickly, and if I end up loving it then, you know what I mean? So, typically, I know people to apply powder would go in for like a smaller brush, like maybe even smaller than that. But I use this huge brush, which I'm pretty sure is actually for body makeup, who knows? I use it because it's quicker to do my makeup in the morning, so probably not the most professional thing at all, but yeah, it's because it's so huge, I literally just put the whole thing in the powder and then just like blah, da, 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 done. Do you know what I mean? And I'm always in a rush in the morning, so it works for me. This is the, if in case you're wondering, this is the Real Techniques brush, and it is number B05. So yeah, I'm not sure if it is for body makeup or not. So the powder I use is Natural Collection. I don't know if you can see that. I either use shade warm or shade neutral, just depending on if I've got a tan or not. So I just go ahead and like literally just submerge my brush in it. And then I always start on my neck. Don't know why, just do. And basically, I mainly use my powder to mattify my makeup. Even though this makeup doesn't need mattifying because it is already matte, but that is just what I would do because the foundation I use isn't matte. But actually, I don't even feel that I would need to put powder on, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I would normally do. So yeah, I'm just going to literally submerge my face in this. If there's any makeup artists watching this right now, they're probably like literally screaming. They're probably like, oh my god, what is she doing? But it's fine. You can like give me tips and be like, Jodes, don't do that because of this, and then maybe you should try this. And maybe I'll listen if I can afford to, because if you can tell me to buy something that's like over 50 quid, I'm gonna be like, that's great, maybe in the future. Okay, so that is basically what I do with my powder. It kind of blends in the white under my eyes and just like mattifies the whole look, and basically sets the foundation, I suppose. And then the bronzer I use is the Bourjois bronzer. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that is how I pronounce it. So this is their chocolate bronzer. I don't actually know if it's called their chocolate bronzer, but it looks like a chocolate bar. You know what I'm saying? Wait, here we go. It looks like a chocolate bar. Also, there is a picture on the inside of a lady with contour, and girl, she did the 3 as well on her face. So I'm practically an expert at this point. I'm just going to remove the covering, which I always put back on top of it. I don't know why, because I literally use this every day. And then I literally just do the same. I go in with the same brush and do that. Don't know if you meant to, but that's what I do. And then I just literally put it everywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure bronzer's only meant to go in certain places in your face, but I put it all over. Okay, so nice and quick. That is my bronzer done. Yay! The next step I would normally take is go ahead and go into my blush and do some highlight. So, quite embarrassingly, my palette is very smashed and looks very old. So the palette I use is this Makeup Revolution palette. I've literally had it for a while, so it's kind of past its best, but it's still usable. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this shade here. So it's kind of like a nice rosy blush. And what I would do is just use this Real Techniques brush. I just go ahead and do this. And I wear quite a lot of blush. I know some people don't like it, but I love it. Like, honestly, it's like my kind of contour. Right, as you can see, that's a lot. I do blend it in, do not fear. Like I said, that is a lot of blush, I know. So I then just go back in with this brush and I just blend it. Like, honestly, just blend it in, just like that. And then, honestly, I think that leaves me with a better contour than the actual contouring did. Yeah, so I quite like using that kind of method. Again, not sure if it's professional, but you can actually see it just has like a contour line now, you know, but with blush. I've had like a little second to review the makeup so far. In this light, I actually really like it, like I can't lie, but I did go into the bathroom where it's not natural light, it's just, there's a small window, but it's basically blacked out. Frosted glass, whatever. And it doesn't look so good in there, like it looks very orange. But in here, it looks alright, like I'm quite pleased with it in here, so I don't know. I also forgot, I did actually miss out one of my steps, oops. So normally I would go in with my NYX, this is actually like an eyeshadow primer, but I use it on my nose, because my makeup often doesn't sit on my nose. But today it actually has, which is so amazing. Like, most foundations just don't sit on my nose. I have no idea why. I don't know if it's just because it's a drier area or what. So I'm actually very impressed with that. So anyways, I was up to my highlighter. So I'm going to jump back in and do a quick bit of highlighting with, obviously, not MUA products, because I don't have any MUA highlighter. So I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution highlighter. Okay, so my highlighter is very well loved. I've lost the lid for it and it has hit pan, but obviously you can still use it. So this is the Makeup Revolution highlighter in the shade Vivid. It's called Vivid Baked Highlighter, and it's in the shade Golden Lights. So I just really like this highlighter. I normally apply my highlights with a fan brush. I kind of switch between two. I have a Morphe fan brush and I have a Real Techniques fan brush. I find that the Morphe one applies it slightly lighter and the Real Techniques one applies it more intense. But today I want a slightly lighter highlight. So I literally just dip it into my pan like this and just fan it away, basically. So I would normally apply it just above my blush on my cheekbones, which I think you can actually see in the viewfinder. And then I would also apply it just on my nose here, like down the centre, and then often like just above my cupid's bow. That looks really funny on camera. And then like I just do a little bit up here, by my hairline. I'm not really sure why, I just do. And then I often go ahead and do it under my eyebrows, but at the moment, because we are in lockdown, my eyebrows are very kind of growing out here. So where it would normally like kind of go nicely along where my brow has been threaded, it's not really going to do that, but we'll just go for it and see. I would normally apply this again after I've done eyeshadow. So yeah, that's kind of what I do for highlight. And then that's my base makeup done. So I would normally just maybe pat it over and just blend it a little bit, I guess. And then, yeah, so that is my base makeup. So now I would go on to eyes. Like I said earlier, I know some people prefer to do eyes first in case you get fallout, etc, etc. I often do get fallout, but I often just conceal again under my eyes. I don't know if that's the way forward, but that's what I do. So with eyeshadows, I do love some high-end eyeshadows, but I've also found some amazing drugstore eyeshadows like Makeup Revolution. I love their eyeshadows. So I actually have a palette from MUA here, and this is it. Has a lot of colours in. This is called the Tropical Oceana palette, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a try for eyeshadow. So I'm thinking I might try the purple, because purple could go very badly. Like, if you do purple wrong, it could look like you've got a black eye. But I kind of think, well, let's just try it. Like, why not? Because I've tried a purple in one of my Beauty Bay palettes, and actually it works out really nicely. Now, do just want to say, this is where, if you've already not noticed that I'm not a makeup artist, you're going to be like, you're really not a makeup artist. Like, when I tell you, I don't know how to apply eyeshadow, I really don't. Like, I am the type of person that just loves bold colours. So honestly, I would just get my brush and be like, stick it all on. Like, honestly, like, it's, yeah. Like, people think that maybe I know how to do my eyeshadow because there's a lot of it on, and you just think maybe she knows what she's doing because she's got it on, but I really don't. So you're going to see that now. But anyways, there's quite a lot of purples in this palette, so I thought, oh, just stuck my hand in one of them. Oops. But I thought, yeah, why not try them out? Also, because I'm wearing purple, I thought kind of works quite nicely. So yeah, let's get started. So if you're doing my eyeshadow in particular, I'll probably need to look quite a bit into this mirror. So if I am looking down, that's why, but I'll try and make sure I look up and show you what I'm doing as well. So there's quite a few different brushes I use when doing my eyeshadow. The main one I use for my base is this Studio eyeshadow brush, which is I just got it from Superdrug, but I then go in for like more specialist brushes from my Morphe collection of brushes that I have. I'm gonna just do like a base colour essentially, and I'm thinking that this colour here is quite close to what I'm wearing, so I'm just gonna do a base in that. I don't know if people do bases first, but that's normally what I do. So with this brush, it's kind of covers your whole eye well, and it blends really nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in. Let me just check what this shade's called actually. But yeah, I just kind of do it all over. So this shade I'm doing right now is called Rapture. This isn't the most pigmented thing ever, but this is perfect, especially for purple, because when you get a too pigmented purple, like, oh my gosh, it can look a bit dodgy. But I do love a pigmented eyeshadow, but for everyday wear, this is kind of perfect. So I'd say this would be a great palette so far, just from the one shade I've tried, for every day. If I was going on a night out or whatever, I would want a very high pigmented palette for a really bold look, but for every day. So I've essentially just applied a base all over my lids. I don't know if you can see, it's not really picking up in the viewfinder, but in person you can see just like a light purple base. Okay, so I've just decided for doing the eye look, I'm just gonna have zoomed in a little bit just so you can see a bit more of what I'm doing. Not that I'm doing it in a very professional way, but yeah. So the next shade I'm gonna use is this one right here. And I'm gonna use this on my outer corners. I believe that is what it's called. And I'm literally going in with the same brush again. I'm not sure if you're meant to do that. I'm just going to tap off the excess, so I hopefully don't get too much fallout, but so far so good. Okay, so this blends so nice. Oh, what the hell? Oh my gosh. I'm literally loving this palette. Oh my gosh. Girl, it's really not picking up in the viewfinder. I really hope that it's actually picking it up, but in my mirror, I'm so pleased with this. Like, it's not too in your face, so like, it's not like if you want a super bold makeup look, I have more pigmented palettes, but for like a colourful but subtle look, this is perfect. Okay, so now I'm happy with my outer corner colour. I want to do a shimmery shade actually in the inner corners. So shimmers don't always work as well as the matte pressed powders. So let's just see. So the one I'm going to go in for is this one here, which is in between a pink and a purple shade. So I'm just going to put that. Okay. So it's definitely not as pigmented. I'm going to just try and dip my brush in a little bit more to get a little bit more product. Okay. Oh, okay. So once you get the product from your brush, I just needed to press a little bit harder than I did with the mattes. It actually is a cute shimmer, like, yes. And actually it's more purpley than it looks in the palette, because in the palette, maybe because I'm using the same brush, but in the palette it looks more pinky, but it's coming out more purple than I thought it would, which is what I wanted, so very ideal. Okay, so it's a really subtle shimmer. It's not like a, hey, I'm glowing, but it's cute, you know? Okay, so I actually really like that. I'm actually really happy with this palette, and it's really upsetting me because in the viewfinder, it's not showing up, so I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but in my mirror, it looks really cute, so I'm pleased with that. I might actually go in with this darker shimmer just on the outer corners, just to see what it looks like really, mainly. Okay. So you definitely do have to press harder, but once you do, it's a really cute result. And also, okay, so I can see some fallout now, but it's not as much as I thought it would be initially. Okay, so that's definitely a brighter colour, and that is kind of starting to show up more on the viewfinder. So I'll try and blend this in a bit. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the darker shade, and then I'm just going to get a really pale shade and just go on the inner corners again. Just add a little bit of brightness there. Okay, so in the viewfinder, I do look like I've got a black eye kind of, but in real life, I think it looks cute, so I'm not really sure what it is. So off camera, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit more blending, and I'm going to get rid of the fallout with some concealer. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and just finished up the eyeshadow look, and I also applied an eyeliner and mascara, which weren't MUA because I didn't have any MUA. So I basically used the Natural Collection, or actually I think it's just called Collection eyeliner for under my eyes, and I used the Clinique mascara on my eyes. It's the high impact one. Okay, so the next product I'm going to try out is the brow product. So there is 3 different shades. There's kind of like a, well, I don't know if there's more online, but there's 3 shades I've got. So there's a light shade, a kind of medium shade, and a dark shade. Even though it kind of looks like I've got dark hair right now because we're in lockdown and I can't get my roots done, I do actually normally go for a light shade because, as you can see, mainly I have blonde hair. So this brush comes with a spoolie on, which is very exciting. I think it's called a spoolie. I'll do a close-up video for you to see. But yeah, and it's a pencil. So I've not actually done an eyebrow pencil look before. So I'm a bit nervous about this. I feel like it could look very scary, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a try. It feels like you have to use it quite hard to actually do anything, so we'll see. So I'm just literally I'm gonna try and do upwards motions as if like it was following the hairs of my eyebrows I've already got, because they essentially don't need that much filling in, just kind of here, and then I just do it to even it out, but we'll see. Okay, so I think I've gone quite, it does look quite scary right now. I'm gonna get the spoolie and try and work this out because this shape is not working for me right now. I will obviously do it to the other side of my eyebrow too, so you could be able to see a bit better. But it definitely has filled it in, but I think it's a bit harder to control. Like with a powder, you can kind of put less on and build it up, but with the pencil, you kind of have to press down for it to work, and therefore you can get quite a, I don't want to say threatening eyebrow, but bold, and I don't really prefer that. I prefer natural bold brows, but not necessarily purposely made bold brows. Can't say I like it right now. Not saying that's because of the product, more because I don't think I like pencil brow products, so I'm probably not the best person to judge it in the sense of I'm not someone that would use this kind of product. It's starting to look a bit better. I feel like with the spoolie I've got it to work a little bit better. I'm just going to go ahead and do this eyebrow too. I wouldn't say it's the best. They do look a little bit severe, but I think that is mainly because I'm just not used to that kind of eyebrow look. But yeah, I think with the use of the spoolie, they definitely have like evened themselves out with using the product, so like that definitely helps. But yeah, I think I'm just not used to having like really bold brows, but actually I don't think they're too bad. Like I'm not going to say they're the perfect brow, but I don't think they're as bad as they could be. I'm just going to do a zoomed in video now to show you. So this is what the brows look like zoomed in. I've essentially just filled in my brows. I think it is harder to tell whether I like it or not, purely because I normally have my brows done, and obviously because I'm in lockdown, my brows are not how I would usually choose to have them anyway, so I suppose I'm not exactly happy with them anyway. But yeah, I don't hate it. I probably wouldn't use it on a daily basis. My powder is easier to use, but if you like using a pencil for your brows, I wouldn't say it's that bad, honestly. That is the majority of my makeup done. I've only got one product left to try, so I'm going to go ahead and try that now. And this is the MUA lipstick. It is called the Super Stylo Satin Finished Lipstick. So I love a good satin finished lipstick, so let's try this out and see what it's like. This is what the lipstick looks like. It actually looks different to what I thought it would. I'm more impressed with it looking like this. It's kind of a nude shade, but it is, I suppose, a more peachy tone. I'm not sure. We'll try it on and see. So let's have a look. Okay, so first impressions, it feels amazing putting on. Like it's a really soft, creamy feel. I wouldn't say it's as pigmented as a lipstick, but boy does it feel creamy, which is such a nice feel on the lips. So it's super easy to apply. I personally normally go for a bolder lipstick, so this is quite subtle on me, but I know a lot of people do love a good nude. So yeah, I would say this is quite a peachy tone nude. And it's not something I would normally go for because I love a bold lip, like I said, but I think it's quite cute, and for an everyday look I would definitely reach for this maybe. Like it feels so nice on the lips. So yeah, my overall review of the lipstick would be that it's a lovely nude colour. It's literally perfect for every day. It feels so nice on the lips. I'm not sure how long it will last because it personally just doesn't feel like it's going to last that long. But if you liked my makeup around the house, I think it'd be perfect, or pop into the shops or whatever. I'm definitely going to wear it again, but I'll have to see how long it lasts. I'm going to keep my makeup on today, so I might insert a clip next just to do a little review of like how well the makeup lasted, etc. But let's do a quick roundup of the MUA makeup. So overall, I'm not mad about this look. Like honestly, I went into this and was thinking, I'm really not sure about this. Like, I don't know why, but in my head, it just has connotations with not being great makeup because it's cheap. And honestly, I just don't think that that's so true. Like, I wouldn't say that maybe I would choose some of these products over the products I already use, but I spent a lot of money on the products that I already use. So for like a cheap alternative, like I'm so impressed, honestly. I'm so pleased. So yeah, I would say the one product that I was maybe not so sure on was the concealer. I wouldn't say it conceals too much, and I wasn't really sure on the tones in the concealer either. The foundation wasn't too bad. It was matte, which I think is hard to find in some foundations without it feeling too cakey, which it really doesn't actually. And yeah, it doesn't give the same coverage as my personal foundation, which I use every day, but it still has a really high coverage, I would say. The eyeshadows are really good for like everyday eyeshadows. They're not super strong pigmentation, but they are really blendable, and you can kind of work it in there, you know, to build colour. And what else was there? The primer, I really like the primer, surprisingly. And the eyebrow pencil, I wouldn't personally use it, but I don't think it's the worst. And overall, I'm a lot more pleasantly surprised with my look than I thought it would be. Again, I don't think I look like Kylie Jenner, etc. But it does look better than I was actually anticipating it to. So yeah, I'm not mad about it. That is my overall review. So off camera, I went ahead and put some all-nighter setting spray on by Urban Decay, just because that is what I would usually do, just to set my makeup. So I will insert a clip, hopefully in the evening, just to show you if my makeup stayed on all day or not. But we are at home all day, so it's not like I'm going out or anything, but it still may move around, so I guess that it would be a little test, I suppose. And then next I'll just insert some close-up pics and videos, just so you can see exactly what the makeup looks like in a better view. Hello, so we're now into the evening and it's nearly 9 o'clock and I've had my makeup on for a good few hours now. I think it's been just over 5 hours. Honestly, I am so impressed. It's literally stayed on my face all day. Well, all day, all 5 hours-ish. Maybe a bit over 5 hours actually. And I haven't been outside, but actually I'm so impressed with it. Like, I'm so much more impressed than I thought I would be. I've had compliments from all my family. And maybe that's because I haven't worn makeup in a while, but yeah, I'm actually so happy with it. I think it's sat really nicely, and actually it doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup. Like, I don't feel like, oh, I want to take this off. So yeah, really happy with that, and yeah, overall good. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and thank you so much if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it, and if you like this style of video, let me know, because I would love to do more videos like this. I've actually really enjoyed it, and I don't really normally do videos like this, so yeah, let me know, and subscribe if you did like it, but you don't have to. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye!